Let me tell you something raw and real. You're impatient, you want success yesterday, you see others winning and think, why not me? You hustle, grind, push, but nothing, and now you're questioning everything. But here's the truth, God's clock doesn't tick like yours. You think delay means defeat. Wrong. That waiting room you're in, that's God's training ground. Every rejection, every silent moment, every not yet, it's not cruelty. It's calculation. You ever see a master chef rush a meal? No, because greatness marinates, and right now you're being seasoned. Those tears fuel that frustration, fire. God isn't late. He's lining up everything. The right people, the right break, the right you. So stop sweating the timeline. Your moment isn't coming. It's already written, and when it hits, oh, you'll understand the weight, because when God moves, it's not just success, it's legendary. Now, trust the process. You ever sit there staring at your phone, waiting for that call, that text, that one break that's gonna change everything? You check the clock, tick, 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 nothing. You scream inside, God, where are you? I've been faithful, I've been working, why won't you answer me? Let me hit you with the truth. God's timing is perfect, not early, not late, perfect. You think he's ignoring you, you think he forgot about you. No, every second of silence, every closed door, every not yet is on purpose. See, you're looking at life like it's a sprint. You want the promotion now, you want the money now, you want the relationship now, but God, he's playing chess. He sees moves ahead you can't even imagine. That job you didn't get saved you from a toxic boss. That relationship that fell apart spared you from a lifetime of regret. That dream that's taking forever, God's building your character so you don't self-destruct when it finally happens. You ever watch a master painter? They don't rush. They don't slap color on the canvas and call it a masterpiece. No, they study, they plan. Every stroke is intentional, and when it's done, breathtaking. That's God with your life. He's not just throwing blessings at you. He's crafting a legacy, but you're over here panicking because things aren't happening on your schedule. You think you're ready. You think you know best. Let me ask you, if you got everything you wanted right now, would you even be able to handle it? Would you keep it? Or would you crash and burn because you weren't strong enough yet? God's delays aren't denials. They're divine protection. He's not holding out on you. He's holding everything together for you. That dream in your heart, he put it there. And if he put it there, he will bring it to pass. But only when the timing is flawless. Think about Joseph, thrown in a pit, sold as a slave, falsely accused, locked in prison for years. If anyone had a right to scream, God, where are you? It was him. But what happened at the perfect moment? Not a second sooner. He went from prisoner to prime minister because God's timing doesn't follow human logic. When he moves, it's sudden, it's unstoppable, and it's always worth the wait. So stop fighting the process. Stop begging for shortcuts. Stop acting like God owes you an explanation. He doesn't, but he does promise this. If you stay faithful, if you keep grinding, if you trust him even when nothing makes sense, he will come through, and when he does, oh, you'll look back at every tear, every sleepless night, every why me moment, and you'll finally understand it had to happen this way because God doesn't do random. He doesn't do accidents. Every single second of your life is orchestrated. So breathe, trust, keep going. Your time is coming, and when it does, nothing will be able to stop it. You wake up at 5 a.m., you grind all day. You skip meals, skip sleep, skip life, just to chase that dream, and for what? Another rejection, another closed door, another almost. But not yet. You're exhausted, you're angry, you're screaming at the sky, I'm doing everything right. Why isn't this working? Here's the hard truth, hustle alone won't save you. You can work yourself to the bone, but if you don't have faith, you're just spinning your wheels. You're fighting against the current instead of letting it carry you. You think success is all about your effort, your plan, your control, but real victory, that comes when you stop forcing it and start trusting the process. Look, I'm not telling you to sit on the couch and wait for miracles. Faith isn't lazy, faith is fearless. It's putting in the work while knowing God's got your back. It's grinding like everything depends on you, but praying like everything depends on him. Because here's the secret, your sweat opens doors, but God decides which doors stay open. Think about a farmer. He doesn't just throw seeds in the dirt and walk away. No, he plows, he plants, he waters, he works, but after all that, he waits. He can't force the sun to shine. He can't scream at the clouds to rain. He does his part and trusts nature to do the rest. That's how you have to approach your dreams. You do the labor. You show up every day, but then you let go. You trust that God will bring the harvest when the time is right. Right now, You're probably so obsessed with making things happen that you're missing the signs. That gut feeling telling you to walk away from a bad deal, that unexpected no, that saved you from a disaster, that random stranger who gave you the exact advice you needed. That's not luck, that's divine alignment. But you won't see it if you're too busy forcing your way forward. Some of you are burning out because you're trying to outwork God's timing. You think if you just push harder, grind longer, sacrifice more, you'll make your breakthrough happen, but that's not how this works. You don't have to beg for what's already yours. You don't have to manipulate your way to the top. If it's meant for you, it will find you. David didn't chase the throne. He waited for it. Moses didn't force the Red Sea to split. He trusted God to open it. Even Jesus in the garden prayed, "Not my will, but yours." Because real power isn't in control, it's in surrender. So ask yourself, are you hustling from fear or from faith? Are you grinding because you don't trust God to come through, or because you know He's guiding your steps? There's a difference between working hard and forcing destiny. One builds your future, the other burns you out. You want success. Keep working, keep striving, but stop trying to play God. You weren't meant to carry this weight alone. Do your part, then let go. Watch how doors fly open. Watch how the right people appear. Watch how the universe rewards your trust, because when you align your hustle with faith, that's when miracles happen. You had it all planned out. By 25, you'd be making 6 figures. By 30, you'd be married with a house. By now, you were supposed to be winning, but instead, you're stuck, waiting, watching everyone else move forward while you're standing still, and it hurts. That rejection letter, that failed business, that relationship that crashed and burned, it feels like God looked at your life and said no. But what if I told you that every single no was actually protection? What if I told you that every closed door wasn't a rejection, it was a redirection? See, we get so fixated on what we think we want that we can't see what God is actually doing. That job you didn't get, it would have drained your soul. That person who walked away, they would have held you back from your destiny. That dream that fell apart, it was too small for what's coming. God isn't denying you, He's upgrading you, but upgrades require detours. Think about a GPS. When you miss your turn, it doesn't say, well, guess you're lost forever. No, it recalculates. It finds a new route, and sometimes that new route takes you through places you never would have chosen, but it still gets you there. That's what God is doing right now in your life. You think you're off track. You're exactly where you need to be. Joseph sat in a prison cell for years for a crime he didn't commit. From the outside, it looked like God had abandoned him, but in reality, God was positioning him. That prison was the only place he could meet Pharaoh's butler. That butler was the only person who could recommend him to Pharaoh, and that recommendation was the only thing that could make him seconding command of Egypt. What looked like a delay was actually divine positioning. Right now, you're in your prison season, and it's dark, and it's lonely, and it makes no sense. But what you can't see is that God is connecting dots you didn't even know existed. He's putting people in place, He's arranging circumstances, He's preparing you, because when your time comes, it's going to be so obvious why you had to wait. Some of you are grieving losses that feel like the end of your story. But what if I told you this is just the plot twist before your breakthrough? The Bible says weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Notice it doesn't say if joy comes, it says when. Your morning is coming, your turnaround is on the way. That dream you think is dead, it's not dead, it's dormant, like a seed in winter, underground, unseen, but beneath the surface, roots are growing. Strength is building, and when the season changes, what emerges will be stronger than what you originally planted. So stop looking at your delays as failures. Stop interpreting closed doors as rejection. God isn't saying no, He's saying not this way. He's saying, I've got something better. He's saying, trust me. You're not being punished, you're being positioned. That setback, it's just the setup for your comeback. And when it happens, you'll look back at every tear, every disappointment, every why God moment, and you'll finally understand it had to happen this way because what's coming is so much bigger than what you lost. What's being prepared is so much greater than what you imagined. And when God finally says now, nothing will be able to stop you. You're tired, you're frustrated. Every day feels like another battle, another weight on your shoulders, another reason to quit. The pressure is crushing you and you're screaming inside, God, why does this have to be so hard? Here's the truth you need to hear right now. The pressure isn't breaking you, it's building you. Diamonds don't form in comfortable places. They're created under extreme pressure, deep in the earth, where the heat is unbearable and the weight feels impossible. And right now, that's you. You're in the fire, you're under the weight, you're being pressed on every side. But what you can't see yet is what's being formed inside you. This struggle isn't random, it's not punishment, it's preparation. Every challenge, every setback, every moment you feel like you can't take another step, that's all shaping you into the person you need to be for the destiny that's coming. Because here's the reality, you can't handle the blessing until you've survived the test. Think about a weightlifter. The iron doesn't bend to his will because he wants it to. It bends because he trains for it. Day after day, he pushes his body beyond what feels possible. The burn hurts, the muscles scream, but what happens? He gets stronger, and when the competition comes, he's ready. That's what's happening to you right now. The pressure isn't here to destroy you, it's here to reveal you. Some of you are so focused on escaping the struggle that you're missing the purpose of it. You're praying for God to take it away when He's trying to use it to make you unshakable. The doubts you're facing, they're teaching you faith. The betrayals you've endured, they're teaching you discernment. The loneliness you feel, it's teaching you dependence on God. None of this is wasted. None of it. Look at David. Before he was a king, he was a shepherd. Before he faced Goliath, he faced lions and bears. God didn't throw him into the big battle unprepared. He trained him in the wilderness first. Those lonely nights watching sheep, those were his training ground. Those wild animals attacking his flock, those were his warm-up fights. By the time he stood in front of Goliath, he wasn't scared, he was confident. Because he'd already been tested. That's you. Right now, in what feels like the wilderness, God is preparing you for your Goliath moment. The pressure, the struggle, the fight, it's all making you ready. So when your time comes, you won't just squeak by victory, you'll dominate. Some of you are so close to your breakthrough, but you're about to quit because the pressure feels like too much. Don't you dare. The darkest hour is always right before the dawn. The most intense part of the workout is right before the strength comes. You're not being crushed. You're being crafted. I need you to shift your perspective. Stop seeing the pressure as your enemy. It's your ally. It's the very thing that's going to make your success unstoppable. Because when you come out of this, you won't just have a testimony. You'll have thick skin. You won't just have a victory. You'll have unshakable faith. You won't just survive, you'll thrive. So the next time you feel the weight, remember, diamonds are made under pressure, and what's being formed in you right now, it's priceless. You're scrolling through social media watching people younger than you, less experienced than you, less qualified than you, living your dream life. They've got the cars, the money, the fame, and you're stuck here grinding in silence. It burns, you're screaming inside, God, why not me? I'm ready now. But here's the hard truth you need to hear. If God gave you everything you wanted right this second, it would destroy you, that dream life you're chasing. It requires a version of you that doesn't exist yet. The money, the influence, the responsibility. You think you're ready, but you're not, and deep down you know it. Ever seen a rookie athlete get handed a championship belt without earning it? They crumble under the pressure. The spotlight exposes them. The weight of expectation breaks them. That's what happens when success comes too soon. It doesn't elevate you. It exposes you. God isn't withholding your blessing to torture you. He's protecting you from yourself. That promotion you didn't get, you would have lost yourself in the power. That business deal that fell through, you would have blown the money on stupid things. That relationship that didn't work, you would have settled for less than you deserved. What feels like rejection is actually divine protection. Think about Moses. He tried to force his destiny at 40 years old, marching into Pharaoh's court, demanding freedom for his people. Total failure. Why? Because he was operating in his strength, his timing, his anger. God said, not yet, and sent him to the wilderness for 40 more years. Why? To burn the pride out of him, to teach him patience, to make him rely on God instead of himself. When he finally stepped into his calling at 80 years old, unstoppable, because now he was ready. That's where you are right now in your wilderness season. It feels like nothing's happening, like you're wasting time, but God is working on you in the waiting. He's stripping away your ego. He's building your endurance. He's teaching you how to handle the weight of your destiny. Because when your moment comes, you won't just get the blessing, you'll sustain it. You won't just reach the top, you'll own it. Some of you are so desperate for shortcuts you can't see the danger. You want the title without the test, the reward without the resistance, the crown without the cross. But real success isn't just about getting there, it's about staying there. And staying power only comes through preparation. Every great leader, every legendary success story, every world changer you admire went through their wilderness first. The delay wasn't their downfall, it was their training ground. David had to wait 15 years between being anointed king and actually becoming king. Why? Because if he took the throne too soon, he would have been just another hungry ruler. But after years of running from Saul, hiding in caves, learning to depend on God, he became Israel's greatest king. That's what your waiting period is doing for you right now. It's not empty space, it's sacred ground where God is shaping your character to match your calling. The discipline you're learning in debt. That's financial wisdom for your future wealth. The patience you're developing in obscurity. That's leadership training for your future platform. The faith you're building in the valley. That's unshakable foundation for your future mountain. So stop begging God to hurry up. Stop envying people who got lucky. Their shortcut might lead to a dead end, but your process is leading to purpose. The version of you that's coming, the one forged in the fire of waiting, tested in the battles of silence, that version will own the blessing instead of being owned by it. When God finally says now, when the doors swing open, when the money flows in, when the world sees what you're made of, you'll understand why it had to take this long. You'll look back at every no and see God's mercy, every closed door and see His protection, every season of waiting and see His perfect preparation. Because here's the truth. Better to wait for a blessing you can keep than rush into one that will break you. So stand firm, keep growing, keep preparing. Your time is coming, and when it does, you'll be ready. You're praying for doors to open, but all you hear is silence. You're working, grinding, sacrificing, only to hit another wall. The rejection stings. The waiting hurts, and you're left wondering, God, are you even listening? Let me shake you awake with this truth. Every single no is a divine redirection. Every delay is protection. Every closed door is God saying, I've got something better. What feels like abandonment is actually the most powerful guidance of your life. Right now, you're like a traveler obsessed with one route on the map, screaming at every detour, not realizing those detours are keeping you from crashing. That job you didn't get, it would have trapped you in a dead-end career. That relationship that ended, it would have suffocated your purpose. That deal that fell through, it would have bankrupted your future. You're so focused on what you think you want that you're blind to what God knows you need. This process isn't punishment, it's positioning. Think about a GPS. When you miss your turn, it doesn't abandon you, it recalculates. The new route might take longer, it might frustrate you, but it still gets you there. That's what God is doing in your life right now. Every no is a recalculation. Every setback is a course correction. And when you finally arrive, you'll realize the long way was the only way. Joseph's story proves this. Sold as a slave, falsely accused, forgotten in prison for years. If anyone had reason to believe God abandoned him, it was Joseph. But every painful step was necessary. The pit taught him resilience, slavery taught him leadership, prison taught him wisdom. By the time he stood before Pharaoh, he wasn't just ready for power, he was unbreakable. And when his brothers finally bowed before him, he didn't scream, "You ruined my life." He said, "You meant it for evil, but God meant it for good." That's your future testimony. Right now, you're in the middle of your story, where it feels chaotic and unfair. But one day, you'll look back and see the perfect pattern, how that heartbreak saved you, how that failure trained you, how that rejection propelled you towards something greater. The dots won't connect looking forward, but looking back. It'll all make sense. Some of you are resisting the process because it's painful. You're trying to force doors open that God closed for a reason. Stop it. You're not wrestling against life. You're wrestling against God's plan for your protection. That addiction you barely escaped, that toxic environment you got removed from, that opportunity that slipped away, mercy was working even when it hurt. Here's what you must understand. The process is where champions are made. Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team. Oprah was fired from her first TV job. Steve Jobs got kicked out of his own company. Their greatest setbacks became their greatest setups. Why? Because the process burns away weakness and forges unshakable strength. The version of you emerging from this fire will be someone you can't even imagine right now, someone capable of handling dreams bigger than your current vision. So stop judging your life by today's chapter. The story isn't finished. That no you're crying over, it's making space for a yes. That will blow your mind. That delay you're cursing, it's the exact incubation period your miracle needs. You're not falling behind. You're being prepared. Every tear is watering something you can't see yet. Every prayer is building spiritual muscle you'll need later. Every silent moment is God whispering, trust me, I'm working. One day you'll stand on the other side of this struggle and finally understand. The closed doors, the painful waits, the unanswered prayers, they weren't blocking your destiny, they were building it. So keep going. The process is sacred, and your story, it's going to be legendary. You've been waiting so long, you've started wondering if your moment will ever arrive. You've watched others celebrate their breakthroughs while your life feels stuck on pause. The doubt creeps in. Did God forget about me? Did I miss my chance? Let me speak life into your weary soul right now. Your time is not coming. It's already written in destiny, and when God flips the switch from wait to now, every force in the universe will move to make it happen. This isn't hopeful thinking. This is divine law. Ecclesiastes says there's a time for every purpose under heaven, not maybe. Not if you're lucky, there is a set time. Your tears have an expiration date. Your struggles have a finish line. Your waiting room has an exit door marked with your name. Right now, unseen forces are aligning. Favor is gathering like storm clouds. Opportunities are being prepped like a stage before the main act. What you can't see is that heaven is counting down to your suddenly. Remember Lazarus, dead 4 days, stinking, buried, case closed. Then Jesus showed up and shouted, come forth. In 1 second, decay reversed to life. That's the power of divine timing. Your dreams aren't dead. They're in divine incubation. Your gifts aren't expired. They're in preservation. That thing you buried as lost, God's about to call it back to life when he says now, years of delay get erased in a moment. Some of you need to hear this. You didn't miss your window. Your window was custom, made for you. David was anointed king, then spent 15 years running from Saul's spears. Must have felt like God changed his mind, right, wrong. The throne wasn't ready for him yet, and he wasn't ready for the throne. But when the clock struck 0, Saul fell. The people called for David. Overnight, the shepherd became sovereign, and get this, every scar from those wilderness years became wisdom for his reign. The waiting wasn't punishment, it was preparation for the weight of the crown. Right now, you're in your appointed time of hiddenness, not wasted time, assigned time. Like a seed underground, you're gathering strength for the break, through push. Like a baby in the womb, every day of waiting is perfecting what's coming. The world's clock means nothing. God's timing is everything. That business, it'll launch when the market's ready for you. That book, it'll hit when hearts are prepared to receive it. That ministry, it'll explode when the harvest is ripe. I need you to see this. Delay is not denial, it's divine strategy. When Esther became queen, it looked like luck, but heaven was setting up a divine appointment. Years earlier, her forgotten cousin Mordecai overheard an assassination plot. That random act planted a favor seed. Then when Haman's genocide decree came, Esther's hidden identity became her nation's salvation. Every random detail was a thread in God's rescue tapestry. Your life is the same. What looks like coincidence is celestial coordination. That stranger who blessed you last month, that unexpected check, that canceled plan that saved you from disaster, those weren't accidents. They were divine breadcrumbs leading to your promised land. So stop looking at your life through natural eyes. You're not late, you're right on schedule. Pharaoh's butler forgot Joseph until Pharaoh needed a dream interpreted. David's harp got him palace access. Right when Saul needed deliverance, Ruth happened into Boaz's field. At harvest season, your breakthrough isn't random, it's orchestrated. Here's what happens when your now arrives. Favor will chase you down like a bloodhound. Doors will fly open that no man can shut. Resources will appear from nowhere. Critics will watch in shock as God turns your test into a testimony. The same people who ignored you will suddenly need you. Why? Because when God says now, the universe obeys, so breathe deep, warrior. Your waiting has an end date. Your tears have a receipt. Your prayers have a delivery confirmation. One day, Maybe today, the heavens will declare over your life, this is your time. And when that day comes, no demon in hell, no hater on earth, no stronghold in your past will be able to stop what God unleashes. Get ready, your now is coming, and when it hits, you'll understand why it had to be this way.